And let me get comfortable when I tell this story. Okay. Where do I even begin with this story? I told my subscribers to my other channel that I would tell the story about what I went through during the Texas blizzard storm, snowstorm, whatever. I told them that I would tell this story and talk about it on this channel. Anyway, I am Amber Ricquel. This is my channel. Welcome to 2021. Make sure you subscribe. I just uploaded my birthday present haul yesterday, but I don't know when I'm going to edit this video. But go ahead and check out my other videos on this channel. Hit that subscribe button because we coming, baby. Just watch what I do with this channel when I put some time into it. I already got subscribers on this channel and I barely upload on this channel. But once I start uploading, watch what my channel do. But anyway, if you don't know me, I'm Amber Ricquel. I live in Austin, Texas. Well, let me say, I live on the outside of Austin, Texas, because people, Austinites, they get real offended when you say you live in Austin and you live in the suburbs. They get so offended, especially black people. I don't know what it is. Like, they take their stuff so serious. I'm from LA and I'm from Inglewood, but if I just say I'm from LA, it's not really a big deal. Inglewood, LA, like, look, but down here is different. But anyway, the Texas snowstorm. Y'all, like I said, where do I even begin? Because everybody did not have the same experience. But basically, you guys probably saw on the news that Texas went through it. It wasn't just Texas, the South went through it. Pretty much the whole middle of the United States went through it. And when I say went through it, it was cold. We lost power, we lost water. From the outside looking in, it looked like people in Texas and people in the South didn't have a clue on how to survive in cold weather. It looked like we were just very incompetent. It looked like we were just really slow, because people up north, y'all were like, we get snow all the time. All them up there states, y'all like, we go through this all the time. What is wrong with y'all? It's really not that big of a deal. It dropped down to 5 degrees in Texas. That is unheard of. I'm talking about in the South, the lowest it probably get is probably like 29 degrees, somewhere around there. And even that, freezing. We like, oh baby, we ain't going outside today. Like, what's going on? 29 degrees. It is freezing. My nose is cold. So we got hit with a snowstorm. Far as how deep, I don't know. But let me I don't have a clue. I don't know how many inches that was. Let me tell you this. We had to go outside and shovel the driveway. I said, oh, bet. I got one pair of Timbs from 7th grade that I barely ever wore in my life. Yes, I could still fit them. My mama, she looked down at my feet and she said, baby, ice is gonna go all through your boots. You need to go put on some combat boots. So that's how tall it was. If you know how high a Timberland is, it was much higher than that. Where do you think I live? Look at that pile in the driveway. But let's go back to why everything was in shambles. The electricity was allegedly cut off on us because of the demand was so high. So pretty much the solution that this whatever the electricity, big old energy grid, whoever was in charge of that, just said, just cut the electricity, allegedly. Now people who aren't used to this kind of weather, now we don't have no heat in 5-degree weather. There's no electricity, there's no heat. So guess what else got cut? The water. Now we're without running water because our water system is backed up through the electricity. When there's no electricity, everything, technology shut down to where water can't flow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But basically the water system got shut down because the electricity was off. Now, where I stay, the person who was in charge, the manager of the water company, he was very informative. He kept updating the Facebook. They didn't even have generators at the water spot. So they had to go find generators, and that took days. Also, our homes in the South, I can't speak on everybody's homes, but for the most part, apartment buildings, homes, they're not insulated for this type of weather. Why? Because we don't have this type of weather. You had pipes bursting. It was extremely cold on the inside of your home because why the homes ain't even insulated like that. Homes were catching on fire. I'm not sure what caused the fire. I don't know what happened, but cores, apartment buildings are catching on fire and there's no water to put it out. So I'm literally seeing online that people standing outside just watching their issues burn. But okay, everything that happened was over an 8-9 day period. It was a Thursday and my sister Ted was talking to my mama and she was like, "Mama, the electricity just went out at our apartments." And my sister ain't got no patience. None of that. She ain't trying to sit there and wait for no electricity to come on. It's already cold. It's getting cold as it is, but it's not 5-degree cold. And she got 3 little daughters. So she really ain't trying to sit there and wait for no heat to come on. So how my mama is, our house is big. My mama said, pack y'all bags and y'all come over here. Because there were no forecasts on when the heat and electricity was about to come on over at their spot. So we got plenty of space. We got plenty of space, plenty of room. We got heat, electricity, Wi-Fi. We good. We thinking we straight. You know what I'm saying? And how my family is, we man close anyway. So them being over here is nothing new. They came over here and I would say that Sunday, the electricity came on. So it was like, what, Thursday to Sunday over at their spot. No electricity, no heat. That's what, like 4 days? The variable people forgot is that we still going through the Rona. So the kids are actually learning, they doing virtual learning at home. And they ain't got electricity, so now they over here with their laptops trying to continue as if everything is normal, right? We spread them out, do what they gotta do. My sister and her husband, they still teaching their kids, they still helping their kids. It ain't nothing. So Sunday, they got home. Tuesday, it's about 1:30, 2 in the morning. Oh, mind you, over the weekend, our electricity cut out too, but it was only out for like maybe an hour or two, and it was out at like 3 in the morning. So it was like people would sleep anyway, and the house was still warm enough for them 2 hours that it wasn't a big deal. Like I said, it hasn't dropped down to no 5 degrees yet. So Tuesday, I'm up on my phone or whatever, watching YouTube, trying to watch videos and stuff, and I noticed the Wi-Fi cut out. And I'm like, okay, it did this over the weekend. It's going to come back on. I had my Mophie charged. If you don't know what a Mophie is, it's a battery pack. I got a thick one. And it'll last a long time. Some told me to go ahead and charge it because, you know, little spidey senses said, go ahead and charge your Mophie, whatever. Around 4 o'clock, I fall asleep. I wake up. It's around 8 in the morning. There's still no electricity. And this may sound privileged, but we live in the suburbs. And they are a lot of people who complain out here. So it was weird that it was still off. So I'm like, okay, you know, we're getting updates. They're working on it. Okay, now there's no electricity, so there's no heat. Okay, no big deal. You know, thug it out, go put on a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Socks, sweatpants, whatever. No big deal. We ain't even tripping. I'm making sandwiches to eat. I like sandwiches, but I don't like sandwiches to be eaten all day. You feel me? It's about 5 p.m. It's snowing. And we like, okay, the electricity, they still ain't got it back on. But at the same time, we getting alerts from the authorities. It's like, y'all should not be out on this road. If you do not have to leave your house, please don't be out here driving. People can't drive down here in weather they're not used to. They can barely get through the rain. And we seeing like, I'm getting alerts. I'm on social media or whatever. And it's like cars is being backed up. 20 car pile up here. 50 car pile up in Dallas. It's like, oh, this is getting real. You feel me? So I'm talking to my mom and my sister. I was like, I really don't think we should leave. You feel me? Because my sister's like, come over here. We like, you know what I'm saying? They don't get it worked out. It's 9 o'clock at night. It's getting colder. Now the sun is gone. It's getting cold. I'm like, yo, they gotta, you know what I'm saying? They gonna get it worked out. You feel me? We wake up. Mind you, now I'm under the covers, blankets. Like, it's to the point you don't get out your bed until you have to. It's that cold because now it's like 5 degrees. It's snowing. It's a blizzard. Like, you look outside, you gotta shovel your driveway to get out. Me and my mama both wanted a truck or SUV and stuff like that, but we don't have it yet. You feel me? So it was hard. The next morning, wake up again. No electricity, no heat, and now we don't have no water. I remember waking up, it was like 6:30 in the morning. I had to pee, and I flushed, and the water is like, the pressure just low. And I remember this lady, it was a neighbor because she was on the Ring app, and she was like, did anything happen to anybody else's water? I don't have running water anymore. And I'm thinking it's just something with her house. So I was like, oh, shorty going through something because we still got running water or whatever. 6:30 in the morning, yeah, that last little flush. Yeah. And I tried to wash my hands. I was like, okay, the water just spitting like pss, 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 pss. I said, oh, Lord. Our water is out, yo. Our water is out. But at the same time, it's 6:30 in the morning. So I go get a water bottle, I wash my hands, I go back to sleep. Whatever. Ain't nothing I can do at this point. I wake up, it's 9 o'clock. Still ain't no power, no water, nothing. I was like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? It's getting real, you feel me? And mind you, we're snowed in, cause like I said, there's a pile of snow in our driveway. You gotta shovel it. We ain't never shovel no snow, bro. We from LA, like. And then we come and we live in the South. We ain't used to none of this. Shoveling snow, whatever. Mama, I don't care how old I am, she's still a head honcho. She said, pack you a bag. We going to Ashley house. I'm like, she's spoken. I get my duffel bag out. And it's so cold in the house. I'm talking about my phone. I can't even touch it. It's freezing. So now we're at the point where I'm putting on Timberland boots because I have to go outside and help shovel. I didn't know my mama and sister had been outside since 8 a.m. shoveling snow. I was knocked out, you feel me? Sleep. One thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sleep. Day 2 in the trenches. Look what the hell I got on. I couldn't, we gotta get up out of here because the water's off, the electricity is off. It's 5 degrees outside and I can't find matching shoes. Look at this shit. Look at this stuff. Oh, baby. What's going on?
The right side of my car is frozen, so the tires are frozen. So we're going to shovel this side to get Mom's car.
Or Mom can't, when she pull out, hey, we move her car, she pull out and
That's what I was thinking. See if I can just
yeah, and then what do you mean?
Look at it. There's no signal because everything is frozen. It's not connected. So when I press down on the brake, it goes all the way to the floor.
Oh.
I'd rather not risk it. I need my car.
So we can't look at that. We can't use the car that's in the driveway. So we gotta shovel the other side of the driveway. So we can use the car in the garage to leave. Stay tuned. I get out there, I'm helping, I'm shoveling the snow, got my ski mask on, sweatpants, leggings up under. Did I want a hoodie or a jacket? I had on something to that nature. Oh, I had on my 32 degrees zip up. If you ain't never heard of that, they thin jackets, but they keep you warm in cold weather. I had on one of those. You know, we get into it. We finally get the snow down to a point where we can drive over the rest. Update. We finally in the car after 18 hours. Man, this is stupid, bro. They cut the electricity, they cut the power. They had to shovel some snow. Food is spoiling. Now we got to drive real slow to my sister's house. I'm tired. You like my ski mask though? Ooh. I'm smiling if you can't tell. But y'all stay tuned. My mama driving, because you know she been driving for 82 years, so yeah, she got that. We driving slow. We driving so slow, and we coming out the neighborhood, and we get stuck in a ditch. It wasn't a big ditch, but it's to where we can't go forward. Like I said, we ain't used to driving in this. We don't know what the hell we doing. So thank goodness at that time, that's why I always salute my kings, my black kings. It was so many people driving past us. I'm not saying that they had to help us or anything like that, because they're going through their own stuff too. But the people that stopped, it was a car full of African American black men that helped us and guided us on how to reverse and get out of it. If it wasn't for them, I don't know what was about to happen, because it was no luck. We were trying going forward, trying going backwards, none of that. So they was telling us how to do the steering wheel and everything. Shout out to them. They had an accent. I don't know where they were from, but shout out to them. So we finally getting on the road, and I made a joke. I was like, oh, this about to take us like 2 hours, because that's how slow we have to drive, you feel me? It usually take about 15-20 minutes to get to my sister's house. It took an hour and a half to get there. Road was blocked off. I didn't realize until you really had to pay attention. It's a lot of slopes in Austin going downhill. You don't really pay attention to that. So they had it blocked off. Police were so they made sure nobody still try to go down the hill and slide and all that. So trying to find routes and stuff, that took a long time. And we weren't even thinking. We forgot to we brought extra food, you know what I'm saying, to my sister's house, because we had already packed up. Oh, that's my mini fridge. We had already stocked up on food because of the Rona, you know what I'm saying? So we don't have to go out every week and get food. We're trying to stay in the house as much as possible until they figure out what they about to do. We, you know what I'm saying, we paid chicken breast, we paid the whole bunch of stuff my sister could cook. One thing my sister gonna do is cook for her kids. She cooked breakfast, lunch, dinner for them. So it's not like we about to just roll over there empty-handed, you feel me? We got food, but guess what? We forgot to bring. We got clothes, I brought my laptop, I brought headphones, just everything I could think of, because I don't know how long we about to be there. You know what I'm saying? Over at her house, she got heat, electricity, running water, bed. You know what I'm saying? We used to being around each other anyway, so we, you know what I'm saying, it ain't nothing. We forgot to pack water. And people were like, you may hear that, be like, okay, your sister ain't had no water? My sister had water, but they needed to go buy some more water. It wasn't enough water for 8 people. It was 5 adults and 3 kids in an apartment. When we got there, my sister probably had 10, 12 bottles of water. I typically drink, come on, son. I typically drink 5 to 6 bottles of water a day. And she only had 10. And how Austin, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but I know for sure it's like this in Austin. Any type of inconvenience, it happened with the Rona hit, it happened like any type of hurricane warning, anything. People will go out and buy up everything at the store. They don't think about other people. They don't. They just think about themselves. I'm talking about, and you might hear that like rightfully so, get what's yours, but look, people are going in, a family of 4, each one of them have a basket. They filling these baskets up and they buying up everything. There wasn't no water, bro. We had water at the house. Cause one thing about my mama, she gonna buy water. She don't like getting low on water, that's fine. We forgot to grab cases of water and bring it to my sister's house. And the only stores that were around her, they had no water. Like, we finally looked up on water at Target, but the individual smart waters that you find in the bins in the beginning of the aisles or whatever, things expensive. Smart water, they expensive. And now we're rationing the water. Mind you, our little babies, my nieces, her daughters, we're trying to keep things normal as possible. So, but when we get over there, Her apartments email her and said pretty much they're about to shut the water off. So fill up your tubs. So they're trying to prevent more pipes from bursting because they had apartments where pipes started to burst already. They cut in the water. So we fill up all the tubs in our apartment. And we like, okay, if anything, you know what I'm saying, we run out of this water for the toilets, we're just going to go outside, put it in the tub, and then we're going to boil it as we need to flush or whatever. We ended up having to do that. Ooh. A lot of experience. I went through a lot of experience that I'm not used to during that time. Okay. And like I said, we're trying to keep it as normal as possible. And as time goes on, we were there from, I think, Wednesday to Friday. So the water in the tub was gone. They finally found water at Home Depot. They found cases of water at Home Depot because unless you in Home Depot and Lowe's like that, you don't know they have cases of water, you know, during times like that. Nobody know that. And I kept telling them, I told them, I was like, look, when y'all go out, go to Home Depot, but nobody was listening to me until I finally said, hey, go to Home Depot, see if they have water, okay? They finally went to Home Depot, okay? Finally was heard. But they have a van, so they're able to drive to certain places. Not far, you know what I'm saying? Like they have a Sam's around the corner, they got Walmart, they got stuff close around, but the Home Depot had water. I was so dehydrated during that time because, you know what I'm saying, like I said, we're trying to keep it as normal as possible for the girls, so we're not about to tell them, hey, don't drink water like that. They kids, you know what I'm saying? If anybody's going to go without, it's going to be little adults, so I'm over there thirsty. I'm down to maybe a bottle or two a day. I'm like, my body's like, hey, bitch, what's going on? Okay, you're awfully thirsty. Okay, you're fed, but you're thirsty. So, you know what I'm saying? I found myself mugging my niece because I was like, she 5. And I see her go to the kitchen. She just popping open a whole bottle of water. Just throwing it back. And I'm like, yo, that looks so good. I'm like, your small self really about to drink that whole bottle, huh? I'm just looking at her drink it just, you know, and she hit me with the, I'm like, ooh, yo, I am parched, okay? Friday, things started clearing up a little bit. They were like, basically my sister's apartments, they're like, if we go 24 hours, because now it's starting to heat up again. Now it's getting into like 13 and 20. They were like, if we get to 24 hours where it's above freezing temperatures, then we'll turn the water back on. Mind you, now the water, heat, electricity is back on at our house. But mind you, like I said, it took an hour and a half just to get there. So we thinking about it like, yo, we don't know what's going on in my sister's apartment. So we need to pretty much make a dash for it back to the crib. Everybody come on. And we go camp out there since we have heat. The water, it wasn't drinkable water. You couldn't brush your teeth with it. Like you couldn't digest the water, but you could wash your face. I was washing my face and my face was breaking out because they ain't put the chemicals in it yet. They just getting it back up and running. Oh, so it was for the people who are wondering, because you probably in Austin, like we had a rotation, the electricity rotation. Our house wasn't even in the rotation, where basically the electricity will cut on for an hour and then it will go off for an hour. We could have survived with it. We weren't even in the rotation. We reporting it, and then we talking to a neighbor, but this is before we left, and they said unless 500 people in the area call and report the electricity being out, they're not cutting it on for us. And where I say I'm super ducked off, like I'm already on the outside of Austin, and then I'm even more ducked off. A new development. You pass by on a major highway, you don't even know this is back there. You feel me? Like, if you've been in my house, you know what I mean. Like, nobody really know that that's back there unless you live back there. So I was like, I would be surprised if 500 houses are even over here. And you talking about you need 500 people to report it? Come on, son. Like, so that's what we were dealing with. So either way, some people were in the rotation, some weren't. It's just our house wasn't in the rotation. And we checking the update. It was like there's no reported outages in your area. I'm like, bro, There ain't no heat or electricity. What are you talking about? So, and then you had, this is going on all over Texas. You had mayors talking about the electricity company and the water companies don't owe y'all nothing. Y'all need to suck it up. First of all, he resigned. First of all, we pay that bill every month. What you mean they don't owe us nothing? Like you, boy, you know what I'm saying? You have people who are in power, who are in office that don't even care about helping people. That was your responsibility. Then you had, oh boy, hopping a flight to Cancun. I mean, if he wasn't in a position of power where he's supposed to be helping folk, I wouldn't even be mad at Shorty. But seeing how you were supposed to be, and you hopping a flight to Cancun talking about, I just want to take my, make sure, basically fly with his family to make sure they safe. Here's another thing. Y'all not about to keep acting like Cancun is so dangerous. I done been to Cancun 3 times. The nicest people. The people just wanted a paycheck. They ain't worried about your ass at all. Anyway, what else? I don't know. It was something. And I felt like after that, on the way back, we got snuck in the store again. We was in the Panda Express line because they were the only people that, they were one of the few fast food restaurants that were open still. And we got stuck. So it's this little hack where you take your little floor mats of your car and you put them in front of the tires if you stuck in like ice or whatever, so you could drive forward. It worked. You know what I'm saying? My sister is sitting in their van over in the parking lot while we swoop around and get the food. And she heard about the whole salt thing. So here she come with a whole box of salt trying to season the snow. It didn't even work. But we did the floor mats. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. But I found myself just sleeping after that. Like after we got back to the crib and I finally did get a shower, I got something warm to eat. I just felt so exhausted. Like I know I was sleeping, but I wasn't resting, if that makes sense. Boy, when I tell y'all, that was an experience. My best friend Mama called me from Mexico. It was like 8 in the morning. She called me. And she was like, baby, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Mama, like, we okay, but this is what's going on. It's just a big old lesson learned. We about to have generators. When our houses are built, I want a backup generator and probably a backup to the backup generator because I ain't got time to be going through none of this. My cell phone service was super bad. It's just eye-opening about things you go through that you never even thought about. That wasn't fun. It wasn't. And I'm just, I'm happy I survived because some people lost their lives and their newborn, somebody's newborn lost their life and the baby was 5 days old. You know how devastated you have to be. You just had a baby and you lose your baby within 5 days and it's something out of your control. Bro. And then people getting hit with $10,000 electricity bills on top of that. Not us. When I was hearing about that, I said, Mama. Because look, when it comes to the mortgage, the water bill, gas bill, electricity bill, my mom, tell me how much I owe you. And then I just get her the money. I don't know nothing about no plans, coverages, none of that. How much I need to pay? I said, Mama, I was asking her about the electricity bill and what kind of plan we got. She said, oh, no, baby, ours is a fixed rate. She said, every year I go and I sit down and I look about all the different plans. It's about 9 of them. I go through the details. So she said, oh, I would never, if it's not a fixed rate, I don't want it. So graciously, we didn't have to go through that whole issue on top of you getting hit with a $10,000 electricity bill because of the storm. But yeah. That was for my babies on my other channel. If you're new here, my name is Amber Ricquel. And for the people who from my other channel donated, you know what I'm saying, because they probably felt bad for me. Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate it. And you know what I'm saying, more videos are coming. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and stuff.